Appreciate y'all joining back with me. We're out here today. I'm going to show you why you use these 17-foot long rods. I got my 17.5-foot southern crappie rod. These fish are sitting just underneath the surface of the water. You're going to drop that bait just right on top of them and hold them there, casting to them. There's so little water between above the fish that it's just not, it's just hard to do. So it's so much easier to drop the long rod on them, hold it on them, catch them. This is the time of the year where he catches the big girls. Let's see if we can't find us some. Oh, that's a good fish right there. That's a good fish. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good gracious almighty. Look at that son of a gun right there. Have mercy. Guess she done been in here spawning and got her tail tore up. Mercy, what a fish. What a way to start it out. Look at the mouth on that son of a gun right there. That is a dang hog mama. Hang on a minute, let me get a scale. 276, y'all, 276. Shame she's spawned out. She'd probably broke 3. That is a hoss. Let her go. Go get another one. So these fish are just sitting so high, it's better just to barely drop them on them. I mean, I'm talking about they're just inches underneath the water. You see what I mean? Pretty much when you set the hook, they boil the water. Now he's no 276, and probably everything else I catch today is gonna look small compared to that fish. But you're gonna get the idea. Still a nice fish. Bait fix. Well, I think for most of the country we had a cold winter. In fact, it wasn't about a month ago. All this was iced over. We got a warm spell though. The water has come up to 55 degrees, and these fish had just flopped in here. Water's got some color, so they're sitting up real high just underneath the surface. And that's where the long rod comes into play. Now, a lot of these fish aren't just eating it right off the bat. You got to kind of sit there and hold it on them just a little bit. And sit there and hold it on them just a little bit. And they hit just like that right there. Again, another nice fish. But we started out with a monster. I'd like to find another monster though. Another good solid fish though. Well, you can't beat this weather we have. I think today it's like 78. These fish are loving it too. You know, these long rods, this is a 17.5-foot southern crappie rod. The long rod is a specialty item. Unless you're fishing dirty water all the time where the fish sit up high, you're going to pull it out about 2-3 months out of the year usually. But this is the time for it right now. There's not much else I can say. It's just like any other lure you would use for bass fishing or technique specific. You know, there's a time and place for it, and if you're not using it, you're not being as successful as you could be. This is the time of the year for the long rod. If you don't have one, you need to get you one. We'd like to catch this big fish here before this guy on the jet ski scares him off. everything back up here in this shallow water, including the idiots on jet skis. Guys, we're in 3.1 foot of water. Now, why would you want to run a jet ski in 3.1 foot of water? Just swing them on in. These fish are very aggressive with it too. You can see on that two catches. They are biting. If you hadn't got any of my Hawinators, they really shine this time of year. Got a thin body, the long ridges. Don't be fooled by the imitations out there. There's only one original Hawinator, but it's got a thin body, long ridges, soft bait, moves a lot in the water, displaces a lot of water, and they find it easy in the muddy water. It works. Coming up on another. Trick of these things is sneaking up on them. They're shallow, they're just underneath the water. They're usually in shallow water. So these fish will get over deeper water too. We had a tournament last week. I was fishing in 40, 50 feet of water and this fish were up high. So they don't necessarily have to be shallow. But with this warmer water, they are pushing shallow to do their thing. So we'll sneak up, use the brakes lightly. And set the hook just like that right there. It's a old thick girl. Just like that. That's a little bit better. Let me show you one of them Hawinators. I wanted to go weigh that fish. I needed some more. It tore it up. Very good time to show it to you. But this is my Hawinator. I wanted to show you the difference. So that fish was a 196, by the way. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's a very thin body with long ribs. You can see that in there. They make some imitations out there. It's very thin as well. That's a sideways view. It looks like a shad. It has the shape and profile of a shad. There's a lot of imitations out there that has a much thicker body with shorter ribs. Don't be fooled, guys. Don't be fooled. The fish know the difference. Now there's times where you can put a cigarette soaked in sunscreen and catch them. But I prefer not to fish with cigarettes soaked in sunscreen. I prefer to fish with something that I know is working. Having a good time out here. Looking for them big girls. Catching these pound and 3/4 fish left and right. Good fish, by the way. Using their long rod just to stay on them. Just not attacking it all the time. You just put it on them. Sometimes they'll turn and boom. Then other times you drop it on there and they'll just land. They all got their preferences. That's why I like to stick with something that's working, not a cigarette soaking sunscreen. I really believe that if you use the wrong bait and put it in front of enough fish, you're going to catch some. But I don't want to use the wrong bait. If y'all are going to order any, you need to be doing it too. Because about the end of March, I start my turkey hunting and the bait shop will be closed. Just a little FYI. They can't stand it. Obviously, that was a little smaller. They can't stand it. Show you how I rig this thing up. Take my bait, my jig head, got a little piece of fish on there. Let me show y'all something else while we're up close and personal here. Take your hook and you run it across your fingernail like so, about a 45-degree angle. And if it sticks in your nail, that's a sharp hook. If it doesn't, that's a dull hook. Change them out, get something that's better. Anyways, run it straight in the head, like so. I'm rigging this in flat, upright like a shad. Come through. There you're good to go. That looks good. I'd eat that too. Now you see my head was a little larger. I like an 1/8. I know you're fishing really shallow water and the fish are just below the surface, but with a long rod, you got your line out. A heavier head will keep everything tight and you won't have near the tangle. If you're trying to flip out there a 32nd or even a 16th, it's not as heavy and doesn't keep everything tight. You'll get some tangles at the tip. It'll be really aggravating. Go with an 1/8, even a 1/4. You're basically just sitting it right on top of the fish. That'll keep everything tight and eliminate a lot of tangles. Little tip for you. Can't stand it, man. You'll need to get you a long rod. Speaking of long rods, a lot of different brands, varieties out there. Y'all buy whatever you want to. You're going to anyways. A few years ago, we was in line down at the Crappie Masters weigh-in on Grenada. And while we were standing in line down there was guys in front of us talking about losing big fish. There was guys behind us talking about losing big fish. Everybody's using long rods down there. The problem with 99% of your long rods is they're awful stiff. They're too stiff. You got a little bit of line out, you set the hook, you're trying to give it drag. There's not a lot of give there. The fish is tearing the hook out of its mouth. So I went to my friend Ed there at Southern Crappie Rods and I said, Ed, you made the best 10, 12, 14 out there. You need to make me a long rod. And it took me a while to convince Ed to make one, and he finally did. He came out with this 17.5-foot Southern Crappie rod hook right here. It's the lightest 17.5-foot crappie rod you will find. Mark my word on that. All his rods, all the Blue Series rods are designed to be the lightest per length out there. But this rod has more action, more give in there. You set the hook, it's going to keep him hooked. You haven't seen me lose a fish, have you? It's going to keep him hooked. Holler at Ed, get you one. You will not be disappointed. Can you swing in big fish? Yes, you can. I don't like to swing in big fish because I know that hook can tear out because that fish is so heavy. We have a friend of ours that has swung in 4-pound largemouth with him. I wouldn't recommend that, but it can be done. In fact, when I went to test the prototype out, Ed hung a 3-pound weight on the end of it, told me to lift it up and try to break it. I wouldn't suggest that either because you spend your hard-earned money on it. I'm just telling you, it's been tested, proven. You won't go wrong with it. That fish was swimming, that's why you see me pitch on it so many times. They're certainly in here. Well, look at these fish. Nice fish. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. It's like they got these. Oh, that's another good fish right there. I'm gonna put this on the scale right quick before I throw her back. Got a little tournament coming up. I want to see what we're working with here. Though I'd love to find some more 276s. That one right there is just 2 on the dot. 2 on the dot. Guys, I don't know how much more y'all need to see for me to prove my point. I think I have made my point, and like I said, if you need a southern crappie rod, holler at Ed. Makes the finest long rod out there. If you need some original Hawinators, give me a call. Numbers down there. I make other soft plastics as well. That Hawinator, that's my pride and joy. But anyways, y'all stay tuned. It'll probably be a little while before we have the next video. Like I said, I'm about to get wound up with turkey season. But subscribe to the channel so you can see when the next one comes out. I hope everybody's learned something. Water's warming up, guys. These fish are coming up. They're just underneath the surface. There's big ones anyways. They're just underneath the surface, warming up, getting ready to lay them eggs. Get your long rod, drop it on their face, and have some fun. We'll see y'all next one.